If you think success comes from talent, this story will change your mind, because the real secret isn't what you've been told. Once, in a small, peaceful town, there lived a family in a quiet corner of the city. In that home was a lively 12-year-old boy named David, a sixth grader who loved the outdoors more than anything else. His world revolved around one thing: soccer. Every afternoon, you could find him sprinting across the public field, his laughter mixing with the sound of the ball hitting the net. But one particular afternoon, things were different. When David came home from school, he didn't rush outside like he usually did. Instead, he slumped onto the couch, opened one of his school books, stared at the pages for a few seconds, then leaned back with a deep sigh. His father, who had just come in from the backyard, noticed immediately. David wasn't the kind of kid who sat still for long. Concerned, he sat beside his son and asked gently, "What's bothering you, David?" David hesitated, then finally said, "Dad, I got a bad grade in math again, but that's not what's making me sad. My friend Matt always gets top scores, no matter how hard I try. I just can't seem to catch up." His father nodded thoughtfully and went to fetch a glass of water. When David had calmed down, his father gestured toward the garden outside, a small green haven filled with shade and peace. "Come with me, son," he said. They sat under the big tree at the edge of the yard. The soft rustling of leaves filled the silence before his father spoke. "David," he said, "I want you to learn 3 important lessons from what happened today, lessons that will help you far beyond school." David's curiosity sparked. "What kind of lessons, Dad?" His father smiled. "You'll discover each one through a challenge. Ready?" David nodded. "The first lesson. Tomorrow," his father said, "invite Matt to play soccer with you." David grinned. That was easy enough. The next day, the sun was bright, the sky clear. After school, he called Matt to join him for a friendly match at the field. As usual, David was unstoppable. He dribbled past defenders, scored 3 goals, and led his team to victory. Matt, on the other hand, fumbled often. He missed passes, lost the ball, and struggled to keep up. But despite the score, everyone, including Matt, laughed and had fun. That evening, David ran home to tell his father everything. "Dad, we played soccer today, and I scored 3 goals. Matt's not that good at soccer, though." His father smiled knowingly. "That's your first lesson, David. Matt may not be good at soccer, but he's excellent at math. Just like how you might struggle with math but shine in sports. We all have our own strengths, and that's what makes each of us unique." David's eyes lit up. For the first time, he saw the truth in his father's words. The second lesson. "Tomorrow," his father said, "I want you to observe Matt at school. Watch how he works with numbers." David agreed eagerly. The next day, he quietly observed his friend. During class, Matt's hand was always in motion, writing, calculating, solving. Even at recess, he was counting change from his snack, solving puzzles, even counting the petals on a flower for fun. That evening, he reported back, "Dad, Matt is always working with numbers, even outside of class." His father smiled again. "Exactly. That's your second lesson, David. Matt is good at math because he practices it constantly. It's not about talent. It's about time and effort. You've improved in soccer because you play every day. Math works the same way." David nodded slowly, realizing that improvement wasn't magic. It was repetition and love for the craft. The third lesson. Now, for the last lesson, tell me, how much better do you think Matt is at math than you are? David thought for a moment. Probably 3 times better. His father smiled. Then tomorrow, I want you to study math 3 times harder than usual. David swallowed hard, but agreed. That evening, he sat at his desk and began his mission. 1 hour passed, then 2, then 3. His eyes blurred, his head pounded, but he pushed through. Eventually, exhaustion won, and he fell asleep over his open notebook. Later that night, his father gently shook him awake for dinner. David's head hung low. "I'm sorry, Dad. I tried to study harder, but I got tired and fell asleep." His father placed a hand on his shoulder. "And that, David, is your final lesson. When you force yourself to master something you don't enjoy, it feels like a burden. But when you work on what you love, discipline feels natural. That's why soccer never exhausts you. You love it." He paused, then added softly, "So, if you want to become truly great at something, either study what you love or learn to love what you study." From that day on, David carried those 3 lessons in his heart. Everyone has different strengths. Mastery comes through practice. Passion fuels persistence. And though he continued to play soccer with the same fiery passion, he never again looked at his math book with resentment. Instead, he saw it as another field, one that could be conquered, one problem at a time.
If this story touched your heart, don't let it end here. Subscribe to Life Lessons Library and share it with someone who needs a little hope today.